Neon just yet. And OMG might just need to ban it as well.
Yeah, I like the bans coming through. Such huge respect onto the support here. Ornn removed from the table. Alistair is left open for OMG. A soft counter onto the likes of Camille as well. A really good support that has seen a lot of light of day in the past, especially considering that Galio has been removed from the champion pool of Huahua. Now for the side of OMG, they could remove another Ashe once more, along with an Ezreal into their second phase picks.
It's like they're not going to be scared of the Zoe. They will respect the Ezreal and the Ashe instead, but the Lucian being hovered. We talked about the Zaya being a better option for Remake a while ago on the ADC side, but the Ezreal actually proved worthy of a choice a while ago in game number 1. Kai'Sa this time around will be picked up, and that's so much burst and mobility for Nova Esports.
Yeah, this is already an expectation. If Nova picks up Kai'Sa, OMG will pick up Zaya, and that opens up Rakan for them to log in. It's been quite a bit of a time when we last seen the Rakan coming into the table.
So much explosiveness on the side of OMG. The dynamic duo of Zaya and Rakan will definitely just increase their influence in team fights, and Nova Esports needs to be ready. The Aatrox will be locked in for late game scaling and team fighting capability. This is looking good for both teams.
And this could be an Evelyn mid lane. But Camille mid lane as well could be that option for Nova Esports. This is another coin flip coming for the side of Nova. But once again, they did this in game number 1 and they're doing it once again in Nova's Esports draft for game number 2. Having a Protect the Queen composition with Kai'Sa being in the center of it all.
Everyone is going forward for sure on the side of Nova Esports. Even Remake can go in if he wants to with a Killer Instinct. Long gonna be stalking SMK and you the entire game for sure. I'm not so sure with the matchups though of the solo laners, since OMG, the Fjord of Whitecat, the Vladimir of SMK can actually win their lanes. So Long has to really step up to help out Kitse and Dian, at least in the laning phase, maybe through the ganks, through the kills, through securing RH once more to enable at least one tower in the mid lane when the objectives spawn up. But let's see what is going to be the game plan on both teams. OMG and Nova Esports potentially battling for one last time as Nova Esports is match point.
Already in match point. Now we're jumping into the Rift. One game away for Nova Esports to take the win in the series and possibly take their very first serious win as well here in Season 2.
This is what they want. This is what they have been craving, dreaming for quite a long time. 2 series loss definitely is really bad for Nova Esports. But after that win a while ago in game number 1, the motivation and just the momentum is on their side.
That's really good coming from SMK. Going in for those early few engages up against Neon. Getting those transfusions ready. The passive's now back up. And I think that will happen all throughout these early game phase, wherein Neon will just wait for the passive to come through before he goes in for those wave control, before they go in pressure up against SMK.
It's going to be very difficult for Neon to proc up that adaptive defenses as well. The only sustain he has is that tactical sweep, but the cooldown of the transfusion is much faster and he can just spam it up alongside with the auto attack. So Neon has to really be careful in the mid lane, not get too low, because Enyan is using the Lee Sin. It can just gank there anytime.
Yeah, and that will definitely be the expectation. Just wait for level 3 before the junglers come to the mid lane, especially how Neon is overextending into the mid lane and how SMK is consistently dealing out a lot of damage. Now Enyan shadowing the mid lane, Tides of Blood come through, Sanguine Pool as well, goes in for the flash. Neon is
perfect!
Gone. First blood secured by OMG.
Perfect timing. That Sonic Wave connected as well, maximizing the damage and just injecting the gold to SMK.
Yami body slammed onto Huahua. Counter there as well, possibly for Nova to be able to utilize that. But Inyan will secure their scuttle into the bottom lane. A little bit more safety net for the likes of Huahua and their bottom laner into the early game phase.
And OMG is starting it up so explosively. That well-timed gank by Inyan definitely is gonna be forcing Neon to rethink his strategy and be a lot more safer in the mid lane because he cannot give any more gold there.
Long. Now visits the bottom lane to hope for a gank here. The flash is there. The storm connects. You is gone. The trade is secured by Nova.
Absolutely clean from Long. Getting the charm up. Yami's still alive. They're wanting round 2.
But remember, Wawa could just go for the grand entrance and take the kill onto Yami, but Long's exceptional timing secures the kill onto Rakan.
2 kills to answer to that first blood kill by OMG a while ago. Completely deleted the 7,800 gold lead of OMG a while ago. We look into this replay and how it was perfectly timed, especially that charm preventing that back away by you. Properly timed by Long. Also, the gold injected here to remake is just absolutely glorious for Nova Esports. Wawa tried to answer back, but man, Long has some burst already.
Yeah, it was just the allure and then the hate spike with the flash as well. Instant charm that was really, really perfect coming from Long. But at this moment, it is currently Nova who has a little bit of that advantage. But in this early game phase, 500, 400 gold lead is such a really minute advantage to really dictate how the early game would be played. And OMG really needs to have that acceleration and has to have that startup in this couple of minutes into the matchup, considering they have the Lee Sin that could really change up the pace of these early game, and that is what they need.
So big responsibility, right, Infinity, for Inyan to make those plays happen, because they have 3 scaling champions. Long is stalking Inyan. It's just also there, but SMK is also in the vicinity, so Nova Esports will respect them for now. They will just walk away.
And I like this coming from Nova, right? We saw how Yitze go into the top lane, how Camille went into the mid lane. Now level 5 reaches out. They have a switch in lanes. SMK really low. And one combo alone coming in from Long, putting his HP down to a quarter.
Also, since he used the blood pool, right, he has to receive 20% of that current HP as a cost just to survive.
Looking into the backside, Allure is already casted out. Exhaust is there, but the clear down in the wave and how they're just able to hug turret disables the push coming from Nova.
SMK doesn't have the Cosmic Drive just yet. It's controlling the lane and gaining priority every single wave that is commencing here in the lane. Nova Esports so far is being the one in the driver's seat. Not looking so good here for OMG, but again, they have 3 scaling champions. It does take so much time for these 3 champions to scale up and be online. And Nova Esports is just maximizing what they have right now in this early game. Dragon spawning up, as well as the RH. This might be an opportunity for OMG, especially for Inyan, to make things right and get to the soul point.
Yeah, Neon already sees Neon, but they have the Risk Cutler. Information has been provided where OMG is at. Currently, Long has the priority onto the Rift Herald. Into this early game, they do not want contest the Drake, considering the Lee Sin is still available for the side of OMG.
They just trade up for the RH, can use it into the mid lane to take this tower down. No help needed. It's just gonna be getting some of the plates as well to get some gold up. And OMG, what are they to respond? Yeah, you secured the first scaling objective, the Ice Dragon, but it will take so much time for them to complete the soul. And Nova Esports has gathered 2,000 goldie so far that they can utilize and translate into some pressure in the laning phase. Secure maybe this tower in the top lane since it's half in HP already.
That explosive cast was a little bit unfortunate, since you just got pushed back into their own side of the lane. But so far, this is how Nova has been playing it ever since game number 1. They really want the Rift Herald to be able to get that early game advantage, get that tier 1 turret into the mid lane, and pretty much have that map control advantage up against Oh My God.
Wawa needs to be very careful whenever he casts that grand entrance, because if he misses it and goes back to you, Yami can just use the cast to isolate them and set things up, and there's no counterplay anymore except for the quickness.
Long is there into the bottom lane. Allure Charm could possibly hit down Neon. Going for the chase by White Cat, as a Fiora should be such a good champion that can solo fight.
But he has invested the flash just to be able to escape. He doesn't have that mobility spell anymore. Come the next team fight, And Neon just pushing the wave in the bottom lane, securing the tower as well. Top side though.
Remake is here. You also have Yitse into the back sides. Yami's down low, but disengaging for OMG I think is a good call because Yitse is still there. It will be brought down into a 3v3. They don't want that.
There's so much bursting capability inside of Nova Esports. Not only for Long, but also for the Kaisar of Remake. And OMG, they cannot risk it at all. It's already a large gold lead that Nova Esports has acquired, and they can get more. Topside tower being pushed by the wave. Already close to being taken down as well.
Down to 800 HP left. The reasons coming from Nova Esports was really clever. Because 4 of them went into reset at exactly the same. And that was just overall good. Yami though, already down to a low HP. Wawa pushed back long. Is now catching up along with Yitse. This brings it to a 4v3. Knockup is there, secures it. And now to pull back, Wawa is down low. 1 HP left, but will still be able to come back out. Yu is down as well. Hunter Fruit is available for them. Sanguine pull. Just deal out massive amounts of damage from far away from the backside. SMK be able to push back. Nova just lose the opportunity to take down anyone.
Props to OMG, because yeah, you mentioned earlier, Nova Esports with that proper timing on the recalls gave them an opportunity through the items to have the fighting chance against OMG. And this was a great attempt, but through Wawa's disengage tool, that grand entrance was perfectly timed. You managed to survive with 1 HP, and through Inyan and SMK fighting back, they secured a kill and denied the kills from Nova Esports.
Yeah, it could have been a 3 kill for Nova 100%, but as you mentioned, the quickness changed it all, changed the types of game.
Dragon's Rage as well as SMK on the Vladimir, just threatening. Just key to them being able to outplay Nova Esports, at least in that fight. But it's not done just yet. Still pressure ongoing in top lane and bottom lane.
Nova Esports that has a 4k gold lead, despite losing that fight up against the OMG on top side. I think at this point in time, they just push in the bottom lane, the top lane. Both turrets are down to 800 HP. Now it's a 2v1. White Cat is stuck. An Hexic ultimatum coming in from Neon. And now Yitse is catching up with World's Ender. And now Long follows through. A good response coming from them as a finishing blow, as they secure another kill and a turret in the process.
Yeah, it's a major investment by Nova Esports to secure both of that tower and the kill as well. And almost been there since day one. Now OMG needs to find ways to secure this dragon. Again, their goal is to stack up the dragons, get the soul, and get this over with. Push this to game number 3. But Nova Esports, after that kill, after that push, is gonna be able to dissuade them now.
Goes to cast, pushes back. Wawa, Yu is there as well, but I think his Yami's down very low. Finish the resets now with 100 fruit available for them. OMG catching up the Mountain Drake. We'll be able to push through a bit. Now Long comes into the fray. Now Nova can start up this fight. Go all in. SMK down very low. Forces out the Sanguine pull as well. Oh my word! The Void Seeker coming in from Remake. Sniped him out. And now there's a 4v5. The numbers advantage in favor for Nova.
Oh man, that timing, that Void Seeker by Remake, and also that interruption to SMK was just perfect, but they go.
And now going in for quickness, Grand Ender attacks the ultimatum to lock them down on 1. Yami forces out the flash to go back a bit. Sonic Wave connects onto Nia, but if they force out this fight, it's such a dangerous position for OMG.
Nova Esports is so playful, man. OMG did not expect that tournament incoming from Nova Esports, and it cost them the soul. OMG gets interrupted again and again on the goals that they set up for this game. And Nova Esports is just being able to manipulate every single decision that they want to make. They secure their own dragon.
Secure the dragon every single time. How Nova plays throughout the map, it was just so good. You saw a while ago that Long was not in the vicinity. They just played for time, waited patiently. They're just playing back and forth, tag your it up against OMG. When Long came through, it was a signal for Dragons to initiate on those fights, which was outright really good from Nova Esports. Macro play is exceptional.
You need to be very, very careful. You cannot just walk forward just like that because Long can be anywhere and can be right at your face at any time.
But 1B can just play it a little bit more safely up against Nova. Considering you also have the Baron Nashor currently up, it's such a dangerous position to just overextend up against Nova. It's really important to just play it a little bit slowly, play it a little bit more safely, just get and plant information, plant wards into the Baron's pit.
And we haven't seen Wildcat shine at all just yet with his Fiora. We talked about him being able to have a really good win rate on this Fiora, 3-1, and be able to influence majority of their fights in the previous games that they had. But so far, as of this game, we haven't seen any highlight from him at all. He's being controlled here by Yitze, being shut down most of the time, just delaying the push from the Fiora, being avoided so many times as well on the commitment. And Nova Esports having so much access, Long has been there to influence everywhere across the map since they have no vision to track him at all.
Yeah, it's just the cost of having a Fiora, right? It is the best duelist as a Baron laner in the game, but its cost is not having a significance that much when it comes to team fights. Right now, having the information that the jungler is on top side, Nova can strike the Baron.
Properly timed by Nova Esports, and OMG cannot contest at all. SMK is gonna try.
SMK goes in for the Tides of Blood. You have Duo as well coming into fray as well. Baron Nashor is open. Nova secures it. Yitze very low, but still changes the tides from that 1v1 fight. And now it is Nova who's just taking everything away from Oh My God. And now Hua down very low, goes in for the stasis and Chant. Won't be able to come back out. Now Neon comes into fray, goes in for the Dragon's Rage. Triple man knock up. Hexic ultimatum into the backside. Neon locks down Whitecat. Whitecat will lose every single bit of his HP. Has to go back with the lunge. And now Flash shot goes in for the stun as a CC chain with a buddy slam. And Nova takes it all from OMG.
Nova got the Baron, got the outplay at the very end of that team fight as well. OMG already got one. They should be happy with that, especially with Wildcat being able to survive. But he overcommitted, got properly timed there with the body slam flash by Yami. And this is where it started. Inyan had a great kick actually there that was followed up by the damage of Yu. Yitze tried to get at least a trade, but it wasn't allowed to do so. Inyan got away. Whitecat already did as well, but Wawa and Yu got overextended. Why were you there knowing that this is a Gragas of Yami, that this is Nova Esports, and they got punished heavily for it?
That was really good coming from Nova. The body slam followed up the hook shot flash. CC chain was impressive, and now oh my God,
so beautiful.
He's now on the back end, back footing of this game number 2 of the series, and they lose a turret as well in the process. So much gold injection moving forward for Nova.
And Nova Esports is just dictating everything right now. OMG is just so paranoid in every part of this map that Long can just interrupt them, get a kill, get a solo kill, and now they just have to give this dragon away for free to Nova Esports. This is the complete opposite of what was happening in game number 1. Nova Esports might just got in their head.
Long allure onto you. Good backup coming from Hua. The fun being the kills, the likes of their ADC. But will not push through with that all in onto that fight onto you. They still have a turret into the mid lane. So far, this is the current power of Nova. And now, Nova has full control over the left corner jungle. Has seen onto Hua.
They commit.
Still have SMK, the rest of the crew just around the corner as well. They're really just pushing back OMG, considering that Baron will come out really soon. So if they're able to take a win up against OMG's buck, they're going to take the Baron. They could potentially take inhib turrets in their favor.
So the question now is, what's the plan here of OMG, right? Because we just see them responding to what Nova Esports is doing at them. We don't see the split pushing power of Wildcat because there's no dueling that will happen at all. Since Long is using the Evelyn, you cannot be so sure, you cannot be so safe in the laning phase anymore as a Fiora. And there's always just gonna be 2 versus 1 against you. So OMG has limited options to approach this game right now. Nova Esports has them by the hand, gripping them by their neck. OMG is begging for a chance to turn this game around, but they're not being allowed to do so, no matter how many times they bet.
Now, OMG, that was a little bit risky coming in from the blast cone. Now for the face jack, Nova. Now starting at that fight, denies the grand entrance, but the body check coming from Yami.
Great follow-up there by Yami. Great response. Long and actually gets spotted here. It's fine. He has a burst.
Along with the damage of Long raw capabilities, and now this is a 5v4 with the Dragon's Rage. Changes things up. This is a 1-for-1 trade so far, and now Wawa is down. Uses up the Stacy's enchant. SMK is down to his last breath, his last HP, and now Lee Sin is gone. The jungler traded from both sides, but Nova got turrets in the process.
OMG got Long, but Nova Esports has this game long before the fight has started. And now they're taking this battle uncontested. OMG, what can they do? Are they gonna get reckless? Are they gonna try?
They could still try. Sanguine Pearl with the tight blood. It's already used. Knocks up onto SMK, but they still have so much sustainability. And now it's Rakan who is pinned down. Stacy's enchant is now forced. Wawa is gone, but a body stem as well. Sanguine Pearl coming from SMK, buying time, but it's not enough.
Transfusion passive just ticked up 1 second before he used it, and it could have gone OMG's way. It could have gone SMK getting a kill, maybe even enough HP to keep fighting, but that's not what happened. Now Nova Esports wanting the Elder Dragon. They have won the team fight a while ago and has numbers advantage to just take this without hesitation, and OMG cannot do anything.
Inyan is taking quite a bit. The Elder Drake is now being pinched out slowly but surely, and now Yitze with a World Ender. Pushes down you as well with Long, hoping to get that assassination onto these carries. Explosive Caps pushes back White Cat. Inyan is locked in, but X-Tech Ultimatum. Lee Sin is gone. Their jungler is not existent. Now Killer Instinct coming in from Remake, repositions, and 3 members is down to the ground for OMG.
And OMG is down for the count. Nova Esports is the one tapping the ground, counting 1, 2, 3. And OMG is not raising their hand just yet. It's not alive just yet. They're being beaten down to the ground. Long is stalking SMK!
What combo! Long just eliminated SMK! And Awawa is being chased down by Remake along with Yami. Use up the quickness for extra mobility. And now it's Nova. Pulling down OMG to the back end corner of the room of this game.
That burst out of this world. Man, we're not gonna be seeing Evelyn next series for sure.
100%. Now the performance coming from Long. One combo out of proportion. SMK was gone. On top of that, with the Elder Drake, it was an easy time, and now the Baron Nash is secured by Nova Esports. It is now OMG on the losing end of this fight. Nova just brought, oh my god, to the ground. And it's Wawa trying to retreat, trying to run. 3 weeks in the making. Nova was looking for their first win, and this is it. Oh my god, cannot bring their hands to the win up against the Icons winner. And Nova will take their first win in Wild Rift Esports Season 2.
Game number 1 was slightly convincing, but game number 2 is definitely a nail in the coffin here to OMG. An absolute convincing by Nova Esports. 18,000 gold lead before the Nexus fell. And Nova Esports will